So question number 9 here, and we can see straight away we have an equilateral triangle. The perimeter of the flower bed is 15. So if you have an equilateral triangle, we'll roughly sketch one out here. We know the angles inside are going to be 60, 60, 60. If it's 15, that means this side must be 5, this side must be 5, and this side must be 5. Work out the area of the flower bed to 1 decimal place. Well, we've got our V shape here where we can use our half AB sine C. So we have 0.5 times 5 times 5 times sine of 60. So we end up with 25 divided by 2, so that's 12.5 times the sine of 60, which equals, there we are, 10.82. So it says 1 decimal place. So I would write 10.825, and here you'd write 10.8. And it's an area, so just check that it's got the units, which is meters squared. So we're on our last part of the question now. Jane has some containers that are hemispheres with a diameter of 35 centimetres. So if we're talking about hemispheres, we're talking about volumes. What you really need to know is you need to know the volume of a sphere. Okay, so that's the first thing that we would need to then think about. Do we know what the volume of a sphere is? So you need to recall that formula. And what we should have for a volume of a sphere is we should have 4 over 3 pi r cubed. But of course you haven't got a whole sphere, you've only got half a sphere. So actually a semisphere is going to be, or a hemisphere, is going to be 2/3 pi r cubed. And you can see here that if the diameter is 35, then the radius is going to be half of that. It's going to be 17.5. So, before we even read the question, this is the knowledge that you should be able to get down on the page. Jane is going to fill the containers completely with compost. She has 80 litres of compost. And she tells you there that 1,000 centimetres cubed is 1 litre, which you should know anyway. Work out how many containers Jane can fill completely with compost. So let's work out how big the container is by using this formula. So we have 2 times pi times 17.5 cubed, and then divided by 3. We'll use our calculator for that at that point. So I'm going to do the 17.5 cubed first, which is just there, cubed. Then I'm going to times that by 2. And then I'm going to divide that by 3. And then I'm going to times that by pi. And I have 1,124.64875 centimetres cubed per one of these containers. I have 80,000 centimetres cubed. So if I take my answer and I do 80,000 divided by that number, divided by answer, I can see that comes out as 7.127, so I can fill 7.